craft friends! In this video, we're going to be taking some simple, not so attractive items and making them into extraordinary Christmas decorations. So let's go ahead and get started. For this DIY, we're going to be using that tree that we purchased a couple of weeks ago from the Dollar Tree, and it was in their plus section. And we're also going to be using some of this wrapping paper, which actually comes in a 2-pack, and I purchased this from Walmart, and it's this year's batch. So it's so pretty, I think. I love that it's kind of interesting. You can't see it maybe on the camera, but it looks like it's weird. It kind of looks like a crocodile, kind of like leather, some sort of leather below it. And it's got the snowflakes on it. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can. Can you see it? It's kind of interesting. And then it's double-sided, and it says warm wishes on the other side. But we're going to take this side. But actually, that's pretty. We're going to take this side, and we're going to attach it to the front of our tree. We're going to take this. I'm going to use this as a placeholder to hold my paper for us. We'll scooch this over. And we're not going to put it down the whole tree. We're just going to put it down to here. And how I'm going to do that is actually I got some new glue stick from my mother-in-law. She had bought some for her crafts that she does, and she got me some, so how nice is that? So what I'm going to do is just cover my tree with the glue stick. Then we're going to attach the paper to the tree. Now that it's dried, our glue has dried, I'm going to use some sandpaper along the edge to take off the excess paper. And then we have our edges sanded. I think it looks so cute. I actually kind of like it just the way it is, if I'm being honest. But you can do a bunch of different things with this once you get it done. Now, I actually had entertained taking this. I made this little swag, and I was going to attach it right to the top of my tree. And so let's go ahead and do that. And to do it, I want it to be removable so I can reuse the tree for something different if I want to. I can decorate it however I want to. So I'm going to take a piece of ribbon, fold it in half, and the ribbon matches this ribbon, obviously, and we're going to glue it to the back side of our bow here, of our swag. Alright, so we have it glued to our swag. Now, you guys remember this pick. That's what I made this swag with. It was from Walmart. It was in one of our recent purchases that we did together. And now we're just going to take and tie it around our tree. So now we have this cute little tree. Don't you love it? I do. I love it. I think it's so cute. For this DIY, we're going to be using an old fence picket, and I've cut it down to 3 pieces measuring 2 inches wide. Now this fence picket is 5 1/4 inch tall, and then, like I said, it's 2 inches wide that I've cut them down. And once you have your pieces cut out, I'm going to be doing a reverse stencil on my pieces, and I'm going to be using some of these designs I cut out on my silhouette machine in a black temporary vinyl. And this is so simple. I love this project so much because it's really an elevated project for such simple effort. And what you'll do is you're going to take your, and you can do this with regular stencils as well, but you're going to take your, my snowflakes are sticking and not to the right place. And then as you'll see, I've got my little reverse stencil here, and I'm just going to line it up on my wood piece, leaving enough space at the top here. Now, if you didn't want to embellish yours, you could just add it to the whole piece, and that would be fine too. But I'm going to leave a little bit of room for some embellishments at the top. So I'm just going to make sure it's centered, and then I'm going to stick it down, making sure it's straight, because I can't see. I can't see with those crazy lines. It looks a little bit crooked. Let's see. Let's just adjust it. There we go. Okay. And we're just going to rub it into our wood piece, and then we'll remove our transfer tape. All right, so now I have my snowflakes on there, and then I have two cute little Christmas trees. Now I have a Christmas tree sort of tree theme going on in my dining room with the Black Watch plaid. And so I've been doing a lot of DIYs with that theme because I love the tree theme. It's so pretty. Now this one, I think I'm just going to, I don't know if I'm going to embellish this one. I think I'm just going to use the beautiful tree, making sure that it's straight. Now you could also do this if you didn't have an old fence picket. You could do this with a piece of 1x6 and cut it down into 2-inch pieces, and that would work out perfectly as well. Then you could paint it or distress it, stain it. I've done that before too. Because what we're going to do is we're going to come in with some white paint, and we're just going to lightly outline our stencil pieces. And I'll show you that here. Let me just get this tree down here. This one's so cute. Oops, sorry. I just got a notification. Yeah, that one's so cute. Yep, I just got a notification. It's actually from my Etsy store. Oh, interesting. Huh. Perfect. Everybody's ordering ornaments and stuff from me now. 'Tis the season. All right, so now we're just gonna get this removed, and then we'll continue on to our next step, which is the painting. Now we have our tree and our snowflakes down. Put a little bit of white paint out. And we're not going to do it heavy, unless you want to do it heavy, but I want the wood to still be able to be seen through the paint. So we're just going to do a light dusting around our ornaments, or not ornaments, but our decals. And then I'm just going to go and dab around the surface of my wood piece. Looking good. So far, so good. And we'll do the tree. I love these ornaments. When I had my other Etsy shop, I had 3 Etsy shops at one point. But this one, my personally signed, I used to sell these handmade ornaments for Christmas, and oh my goodness, they always sold out. It was a great seller. So if you're interested, this would be perfect for you to make. I think these would do great at craft fairs too. What do you guys think? If you're interested in that. But I think most importantly, they would make fantastic gift ideas on an extreme budget. And I kind of go back over the tree. Once I do it all over, I go back over the tree or the design, and I kind of push the paint into the outer details of the tree. And I'll show you why that matters here in just a second. Let me get these done. Oh, these are going to be so perfect. Okay, so now we get to peel them off, which I think I could do with my finger, but since I can never find my utility knife, I mean my X-Acto knife, I probably need to get a new one. We're going to take and just remove our decal stencils. And then look at how beautiful that is. I can't get over these. I love these so much. And just think about it, like you could do any kind of pattern that you like. I'm just doing the trees because I have a actual tree in my dining room that I'm going to be decorating with like tree and kind of rustic ornaments. So these will be perfect. But I've done these for beach related. Those are beautiful too. But hey, sky's the limit, I think, on these. But look at how beautiful and rustic these are. Do you not love those? I'm telling you. And you could use any kind of paint color too. You could use black, you could use red, green. I think that would be so stunning, the colors. But I'm keeping mine to this neutral color. And what I think I'm going to do is I have a tiny bit of blue in there because of the dark blue. So I'm going to be using some of this velvet ribbon. I'm in love with velvet ribbon. I don't know about you guys, but I love it. And then we're going to put up our knife here. And we are going to cut some pieces of our ribbon as a hanger. Now, here's another thing. You can go completely around the ornament like that, and that's what I'm going to do. But you don't have to do that because you could just take it and do like a little handle kind of a thing for your ornaments and then let the rustic side peek through. So maybe I'll do a couple different ways for you so you can see. So let's go ahead and start. And I think for this one, we're going to do all around the whole thing. So yeah, I'm going to start. Actually, yeah, let's start at the bottom. We're going to start at the bottom. I'm trying to remember the best way to do this. We're going to start at the bottom like this. We're going to stick it into the glue. And you don't need a ton of glue for this either. That's the beautiful part of this. And if you want to keep it nice and clean and professional, keep your glue to a minimum. Then you're going to come up to the top. You're going to bring it up to the side, or up the side. Words are hard today. You add a little dab of glue and then stick it down like that. Then you're going to leave a little loop at the top, like maybe about that much, and you're going to stick it down to the side with some more hot glue. Just a little dab will do it. Make sure you leave yourself enough loop for hanging, and you'll just stick it down to the side and then bring it down around and then underneath and glue it back to where you started. There you go. Then you just trim it off at the bottom. Then you have a nice clean ornament. Look at that. I love it. I love it. And then the back is just rustic. Now you could do double-sided too. You could do the trees on both sides. That would be pretty as well. And then I'm going to add a bow to mine. And I pre-made some bows so you guys didn't get bored while I'm making bows. And we're just going to glue our bow onto our ornament. All right. I love making these too. They are so much fun. They are really, really fun. Super fun ornaments to make. And then you have this beautiful, simple, rustic Christmas ornament. I love it so much. So we're going to go ahead and finish these, and then I'll be right back and I'll show you all three of them together. And now we've finished up our 3 ornaments. And you see the snowflake one, how beautiful. But you see how I didn't take the ribbon all the way around. I just put it at the top of the ornament. And then these 2, I took this one we saw earlier. I took it all the way around. And then this one I left free of embellishment and just took the ribbon all the way around. So now you have these 3 gorgeous ornaments. Let me get them straight here. And I think these are so pretty. And like I said, they'd make a terrific gift. Now, in keeping with the same technique, I wanted to show you all how to do these with the pieces of 1x2 as well. So I'm going to keep this one short, and we're going to start by painting our boards white. Now that we have them painted white, now I wanted mine just a kind of a white wash on my wood so the wood kind of peeks through. And I also think I'm going to take and sand mine a little bit just around the edges like that. And once we have them sanded down and the dust has cleaned off, we're then going to do the same technique we did with the wood picket ones. And we're going to take some of these fun Christmassy words that I printed out in a black vinyl, a permanent vinyl on my Silhouette machine. We're also going to embellish it and add the hangers and bows with this black and white stitched edged ribbon. So let's go ahead and do that now. And then you have these beautiful ornaments. And as you'll see, I actually had a spare little snowflake left over from the other project, and I just stuck it at the top of our joy. And I love these as well. What do you guys think? Would you make these? For this DIY, we're going to be taking this simple, sort of has really good design and bones to it, but the color is just off for me. And it did come from the Dollar Tree, obviously, if anyone's familiar with the Dollar Tree, but you could do this with any kind of inexpensive lantern that you find out in the marketplace. But we're going to be using this one. To start, we need to get our lantern apart, and we're going to take, and you got to be very careful, and you'll get you need to pop the lid off of your lantern. And to do that, I just am taking a little flathead screwdriver, and I'm just gently pulling that up and then just popping it out. So then we have our lid off like that, which is perfect. Whew, dusty in there. Must have been hanging around at the Dollar Tree a while. We're going to take some painter's tape, and we're going to tape off our light. So let's go ahead and do that now, because we're going to be spray painting it in this beautiful seaweed satin by Rust-Oleum. So now we have our light taped off, as you can see inside there, and we're going to take it out and we're going to spray it with our green. then once we have it painted, look at that beautiful green color. So much better than that other color. We're going to take and remove our painter's tape from our light. And then once we have the painter's tape off of our light, we're going to just pop our top back on. We just start by lining up the edges there, and we'll pop. Now we have our lid or our top back on our lantern. We're going to take it even to a higher level, and we're going to add some of the antique gold rub and buff. So let's go ahead and do that, because this piece has perfect detail for adding the rub and buff. And then once you're done with the rub and buff, you have these beautiful rustic lanterns. Now I did 2 of them for my dining room because they're going to go on my table. And then let's light them up. And you can see how the paint will dry darker. Can you tell the difference between the two? Probably not. But this one's the one we just painted, and this one's the one I did earlier. And it's a darker green, which I love this green so much. So then you have these 2 pretty little lanterns. And you could add something to the top. You could add a bow. You could do whatever you wanted. But I think I'm going to keep mine plain, just the way they are. For this DIY, we're going to be taking one of those LED candles with a timer from the Dollar Tree, but you can use any candle that you find. I've seen them everywhere at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, different places. I think they even have them at Dollar General, if I'm not mistaken. And we're also going to be using this self-adhesive stencil. Do you remember when we purchased that recently in one of our purchase videos that we did? Well, you know, people call them haul videos, but that kind of drives me crazy. Anyway, we are going to take this stencil, which is actually self-adhesive stencil, but if you're very careful with it, you can get more than one use. We're going to remove our candle. And it's quite cute, actually. We'll have to put some batteries in it here, but we'll do that in a minute. So first things first is we're going to cut our stencil away from the rest of the stencil. And I think I'm going to use this one, actually. And it's going to be very simple. We're just going to take our stencil, remove it from its paper, which is probably the hardest part. And we can either do it this way, down the complete side of the candle, which I think I might actually do that, or you could do it around the candle, which I don't know. Now I'm contemplating which way to do it. Let's do it this way. And then once it's around the candle like that, we will take some paint. I think I'm going to use some of this brown paint, which actually they sell at Hobby Lobby, but it's not called Anita's anymore. It's called something else. Craft paint or craft something. And we will take a makeup sponge, and I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to see. I think it will, though. And then we're just going to stencil it onto our candle. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's going on light, which is good. Okay, and we've done that twice, and let's just peel it and see where we're at here. Oh yes, I love it. Don't you guys love the design on there? I really do. That's so cute. Should we keep going, or is that like good enough? I don't know. Now if we keep going, we could just do the other side and repeat it up the candle. We could do that. I wonder, or do you like just the bottom done? I don't know. Let's go ahead and go. Let's go for it. Okay? That looks so cute. I love it. So let's go ahead and put some batteries in it and see where we're at with this craft. And then we have our candle. I think it is so cute, but I'm gonna kick mine up a little bit and do some antique gold rub and buff on the base of my candle, and just a light little coating of it. Nothing too serious. Nothing too serious. Oh yes, that is so pretty. Yes, that is so pretty with that rub and buff on there. Now I know it has a little bit of the kind of gold accent, tiny tad on that bronze part, on the bronze color, but I think it needs a little bit more if I'm being honest. So that's why I'm adding some more. But anyways, I think it looks so pretty. And I know they call it rub and buff. I always forget the buff part. I always forget the buff part. And that's what really makes it look amazing, is the buffing part. And then I just took it outside and sprayed it with some Rust-Oleum Clear Coat enamel. Alright my craft friends, that wraps it up for these 5 fun DIY projects. What did you think? Which one was your favorite? Leave me a comment down below. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so because we'd love to have you here at Sweet Bay Lane. Hit that like button, that helps YouTube know we're having fun over here at Sweet Bay Lane. And if you're still in the crafting spirit, go ahead and click on one of these 2 videos and it'll take you to more crafting fun. Well, until next time, make sure and keep it crafty.